Ukrainian women date non-white men? I hear from some YouTubers they don't, others say maybe, some say yes. What do you say?
Ukrainian women are pretty open-minded. I will say yes. I will tell you one little story. I will try to be short. But so when I just came to Phoenix, I actually took part in one of the seminar, and I met a couple. He's Afro-American, and he is American football coach, and she's Ukrainian. And they've been living together for like over 20 years, and they are a very happy couple. And actually pretty nice people. I met both of them. They were a pretty nice couple. So this is one of the examples I can give you. When I was working as a translator in Ukraine, in Kyiv, I used to translate for a couple people where man was black man and she was Ukrainian, and some of them really had pretty good success. So yeah, so I can tell that this is pretty possible.
Yeah, just all depends on the people,
Yes,
personalities, connection.
Of course, yes. How can someone differentiate between a reputable Ukraine dating agency and a scam agency? So when you start the correspondence with the woman, and after like couple letters, I would say like 5-6 letters. Like I said before, that's what we usually recommend to our clients, is to focus on doing Skype calls and meeting the woman if it's possible, of course, if you guys are not too far, versus corresponding. So if she is open to talk to you on video camera, and if she's open for a meeting, then this is a good sign. This is a good sign that the agency is legit, that the agency is real and the woman is real, because you will see her on camera, and this is the good sign. But yeah, what else do you think?
No, I totally agree. Video call with a woman would be a good indication. And again, especially if I know guys that can write and write and write and write. Some cases for years, never even think about just doing a video call and say, oh, I have a girlfriend in Ukraine. Like, oh, girlfriend, you have not even seen her. It's not your girlfriend. So,
Exactly.
Just to do a call, see if you guys compatible, and that's a good way to tell, if she's real or not, and go from there.
Yeah, I mean, we know it's a big difference in price, but I can assure you it's a great investment, because writing the letters is good, but seeing a person, see her face, see her eyes, the way she looks at you, what questions she's asking, what mimics she has on her face. You can read all this. You can sense if she's interested or not. So it's definitely a great investment. It doesn't have to be for like the call for lasting for hours. It can be 30 minutes to 1 hour will be enough for you to understand if she is open for you enough, and if she is interested. Because again, like we said before, pay attention if she's asking questions, if she's not just answering whatever questions you have, but she's also interested in your life. This is things you need to pay attention to.
Yeah. And of course, we guys been like today, we've been pushing you just go. The agency whose goal for people never meet, that's probably not the one you should use. And our main goal is put two people in front of each other and see what happens. What was the biggest adjustment for you moving from Ukraine to the USA?
Well, that's an interesting question.
Start the list.
Yeah, it's totally different world, of course. Life in US and life in Europe is completely different. I would say the biggest adjustment for me was food. Yes, this is something which differs a lot, and I mean, I still enjoy a lot of foods in America. Like, for example, barbecue is amazing in America, but unfortunately, speaking about like the grocery store products or whatever, I find them, I would say, a little bit poorer quality than in Europe. In Europe, the food is much better. I don't want to insult anybody, but this is what I realized. But other than that, I really enjoy my life in Phoenix. I love the weather here, the climate. Even though I know it's pretty brutal in summer, it's very, very hot. But I didn't get to experience it yet because usually in summer I spend my summer in Europe, so I'm still anticipating to experience this. But I really love winters here because it's warm and I prefer warm versus cold weather. So yeah, so this is, I would say, didn't take me much to adjust to the climate, even though the climate differs a lot. Yeah, but other than that, I mean, since I was working as an interpreter in Ukraine before for many years, I still have many friends in America, so it didn't take me much time to adjust in terms of, communication with people. So yeah, I already knew a lot of people from here, so it was easy for me, unfortunately.
Well, what about other challenges? It's very common, I notice, for a lot of people coming from Eastern Europe, the driving situation, with struggling with driving. I took 8 years for myself to start driving the car.
Actually, yes, it's a good thing to mention because I got my permit, but I'm still going to learn, to take classes and to learn driving. Again, the driving here differs a lot from the driving, for example, in Kyiv. But I can tell that many people were telling me that driving in Ukraine, or in particular in Kyiv, is way more chaotic than here. Because here the roads are pretty simple. Everything is like square. All the streets look like square. So they say it's way more easier to drive here. I don't know what about the drivers though, because I heard that drivers here are pretty crazy. So
well, you mostly hear it from your husband.
Yes, this is what I hear from my husband, but and from some other people too, of course. But yeah, I'm going to start my driving school next month, so we'll see how it goes for me. No idea, but yeah, I'm excited.
We'll check back with Uliana months from now.
Yes.
See where
if I will be still alive.
You'll be fine.
Before that, I used to work as a translator in Kyiv, and I visited so many socials during my work there. And trust me, I had so many different clients, and some of them were really quiet. So I had to really push them to to come up to the women, to start the conversation, to ask questions, because usually we have a very great number of women on the social events. It's definitely very important to be active, to ask questions. I feel like translator has to push those guys and actually try to convince them to be active and ask questions and walk around and not be passive, because yeah, this is a great chance to meet the woman. Some women can come up to you. We have a lot of cases like that. Definitely most of them expect you to do the first step.
But also that's why you also have interpreter who can be your icebreaker, so she can walk with you, and if you're really, really shy, she can start introduce you like, hey, this is Jim from North Carolina, he's a teacher, and just tell a little bit more about you to a woman, so you already kind of have a little bit icebreaker, can start the conversation.
Right. Yes, Nick, I see some Ukrainian channels telling men not to travel to Ukraine right now to date, but I see you're offering tours there. Is that a good idea? As you know, the war is still going, but people still live there somehow. You know, they deal with all this chaos and all these air raid alerts, but I can tell you one thing, that Kyiv has the best air defense in Ukraine, because this is the capital, because we have all the governments there. So obviously it's the most protected in terms of protection of the missiles and drones. Again, you know, there's always the risk, because you're going to the country where the war is happening still, unfortunately, and it's not better than it was. I can just tell you. I know the news right now are not very focused on Ukraine anymore. So many people are pretty surprised that the war is still going in Ukraine, so they just don't know that it's still going, but it is, unfortunately. But again, just make sure to be careful. If you decide to go, you should make sure that you pay attention to the air raid alerts, make sure to hide. You know, I would say, this is my personal opinion, is the best place to hide is metro underground. This is
really scared guys right now.
Yeah, no, it's just my opinion.
Now the remaining guys in my Kyiv tour are gonna cancel. Thank you.
No, I mean, this is I would say it's just for during the normal day, but you know, it's not that bad. Like I said, Kyiv is not that bad. It's more eastern part of Ukraine, which is bad. But,
okay, me and 9 brave men are going. Let's put it
yes, yes. I'm not trying to scare anybody. No.
You just talked me out of doing it.
No. I went to Ukraine. You know, like I said, in June, and I had a great experience. I spent there almost like 3 weeks, and I experienced a couple alerts, but it was just alerts. I didn't hear anything, any explosions or anything. So yeah. So you should be fine. Hopefully.